I've had the Galaxy S10 Plus for 48 hours, been using this more than my iPhone, of course. How do I feel about it so far? Let me tell you. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Previous Vlogs. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. So, I've had the Galaxy S10 since Thursday night. I've gotten it. I made the unboxing video, and I've been using the phone as my regular phone for the past 48 hours, 48 and a half hours or whatever, 2.5 days. And how do I feel about it? I actually like the phone. Now, I have been using my iPhone as well on the side because I did not get to download all the apps and everything on this. There's a lot of apps and a lot of information I have on my iPhone, but I've been using this as my primary phone to contact people that I contact on a daily basis and to do most of my daily basis stuff. Check my YouTube channel, go through my Instagram and things like that, Facebook and everything's on here. So how do I feel about the phone? I actually like it. I like it more than I thought I actually was gonna like it. Like I said in my previous video, I had Samsung before and I didn't like it very much. Returned it really quick, within a day or two, went back to the iPhone. But with this new phone, this Galaxy phone, I mean, it's really good. I love the display, just the picture and how crisp everything is. The quality, just look at the body ratio, the screen ratio, it's awesome. The notch itself, the little cutout, does not bother me very much. It actually, I thought it was going to bother me because, you know, there's still a cutout out there compared to the notch on the iPhone, of course, and it actually doesn't bother me. I actually like this better than I do my iPhone. Now, few things, so I'm going to go through some of the pros and the cons I've dealt with since I got the Samsung. Some of the cons, actually, you know what, I'm going to do the pros. I'm going to give you the good stuff first. So, I enjoy using the phone. It actually feels very smooth. A lot of people are saying that it's not that smooth, that it's kind of, you know, robot feeling and everything else. It doesn't. The smoothness of the actual screen, if you're going through Google or wherever you're going through, it actually flows pretty smoothly. I mean, it gives you, it feels like my iPhone. I don't feel much of a difference. It does feel like the iPhone. You can see the cutout there. Again, it's just very, very small. It doesn't bother me as much as having a giant notch on top. As well as I do enjoy, and I haven't tried out the camera very much. It's been horrible out here, raining, windy, and everything stuff out here in Chicago. But I've tested the camera a few times. I love the wide angle. I love how when you actually take a picture. By the way, I love the side when you pull through from the side here. You get the display, the apps. But when you take a picture, you actually have a mode called Instagram mode. You can literally take a picture and upload it straight to Instagram through this mode. I haven't played around with the camera. I like the features that it has built into the camera, where pretty much you could change anything from 4K shooting, 1080p. You have so many options with the camera, the wide angle lens, the close-up lens. I mean, it's amazing. Compared to what I'm used to the iPhone, where if I want to shoot it in 4K or if I want to shoot in 1080p, I got to go out of the app, into the settings, find the camera, and then change the settings that way. This you don't. You do it right off the bat there. Of course, it gives you a lot more options. Now, I haven't explored the phone. There's a lot of stuff to explore on this. I've always liked the widgets right on the display there. I mean, give me the time right there. Give me some of the information. And if I don't want that, I scroll over. I have it set up where one page is just blank. It just shows you my screensaver. Scroll over this way. And, of course, I got most of my used apps. And if I scroll down, there's the other apps right there. Another good thing about this phone that I like is the way it feels in your hand. Compared to my iPhone, compared to the iPhones I've had, compared to the iPhone I have now, the iPhone is a little bit thicker. Height, they're pretty much the same, but the iPhone is slightly wider. So when you're holding it in your hand, you feel it. You feel it. With this, it just feels right. I mean, it fits right in your hand. You could do the one hand thing. You could do the one hand texting if you're texting somebody. You don't have to go through the two hand process. Oh, here's another thing: the keyboard, the numbers on top. Apple, can we get that, please? Can we get the numbers right on top of the keyboard? This is like a QWERTY keyboard right here. I mean, I love that. I love where I have the keyboard with the numbers there. I don't have to hit the option button on the side over here to find my numbers and go through everything here. Just give us that. Another good thing that I enjoy about this phone as well, again, with this search toggle, and I've always known Android has had that. I love that search toggle up there. If Apple could do something like that, I know you have to scroll through the side and get that from Apple, but it's right there in your front screen. Why do I have to scroll through the side? Why can't I just get that in my main screen and then I could just do my search, or just hit the Amazon button, or the Google button actually, and ask Google. Another feature that I enjoy about this is also you have, just like on the iPhone, you have your two icons. You have your flashlight and your camera right at the bottom there of the screen. That's the only options you get with the iPhone. You can't switch those. With this, you have a phone and a photo. So phone and picture on there. I can actually switch between, I could find whatever app I want on here, I could actually switch. It gives you a certain choice of apps to make that switch. I haven't played around with it. I've seen the apps. I haven't done the switch or anything like that. When I do my next video and get more into it after a few days here, I'm gonna switch those and see what other apps I could use. For now, actually, that's actually pretty cool. Like, so if you wanted to make a phone call right off of this, you can, of course. That's the camera app. They should just allow you to push on that and open the camera app, of course. To make a phone call, the only thing with the phone call is if you open that up, you have to use your fingerprint to unlock it and get into the thing. They should take that off. I believe there's probably an option. This phone gives you so many options in the settings, in each tab, so you could customize it however you want, which is awesome. And that's one thing that I've known about Android always. You could customize this thing to however you want it to work, which Apple kind of limits you on what they want you to do. So I always have loved how you customize an Android phone. The Bixby app on the side, I haven't played with that with Bixby too much. It's kind of from what I know, it's kind of like Siri. I usually use been using Google more than anything. I will try to use the Bixby a little bit more here. Another thing I enjoy about this is the Apple Pay, you say Apple Pay, the Samsung Pay. Not Android Pay, Samsung Pay. So with Samsung Pay, I set up my debit card on here, which is what I use on a daily basis. I could go into any place that has a card reader. It doesn't matter if it takes Apple Pay or Android Pay, and it works. I've used it in a bunch of places. I have people even tell me, oh, it doesn't take Apple Pay or it doesn't take Android Pay. Yet Samsung Pay still works. Don't know how they did it. I don't know how safe it is. I'm hoping it's secure enough to where I've been using mine on that, and I'm hoping it's secure enough, and I'm trusting Samsung to make sure that is secure. But it works flawlessly. I've gone into a lot of establishments and just used the Samsung Pay and been working perfectly fine. You also get points towards purchases or points towards items if you want to use it using the Samsung Pay. Another thing is also, of course, on here is your widgets. Pretty much like I said, your widgets. I'm sorry, your notifications. All your notifications are up here. I got a bunch of notifications up there. If you scroll down, it gives you each notification. If you tap on it, you go right into the app of whatever that is. That's YouTube, of course. And of course, if you want to go into further settings, you just scroll that down and you got all your other settings there. One thing I have not tried is the wireless charging from device to device. I'm not sure how that works, and I'm not sure actually how to activate it. So I've been researching that and seeing how that works. Now, that's what I like about this phone. On top of it, again, just the screen, just how much screen it is. Oh, another thing is the always on display. I love this, where the time is on there. It tells you the time, the date, and it gives you whatever notifications you have going on there. Again, Apple. Let's get some of that into your iPhones. I mean, this would be awesome for these. Another and the last pro that I like about the phone is the picture-in-picture. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to actually use a picture-in-picture, where I'll be in here, of course, and you're watching a video, let's just say, and you decide to want to exit out of the application. So we'll look at my last video. Now, if you decide to want to get out of the application, you can do this. And of course, the video is now playing down here. And you can move this anywhere you want and open any other application you want. So let's go to Google here. And now we're on Google. And now we can, of course, do our search. And the video is still playing right there. And you can move that video anywhere you want. If you tap on it, you can resize the video or anything like that, of course. Enjoy the picture-in-picture. Not sure if I'm actually ever going to use that as much, just be watching a video and doing something else. I might, and I'm going to try it. It works the same way when you're texting somebody, or somebody texts you and you get a notification up here. You could scroll down and it opens a quick screen or a quick icon right there, and you could type your message and move the message down here and keep working on the rest of the phone if you're doing something, and your little message screen will be out here. You could actually make it even longer, like full screen almost, and read the messages. That's actually pretty cool. I use that a couple of times with the messages. Also, another thing for a lot of people, Samsung users mainly, the phone jack is still down there, or the headphone jack. Yes, it's still down there. To me, I've never been a fan of headphones to begin with. Just recently started using the AirPods. Actually, the first set of headphones I had after Walkmans, if you guys remember what a Walkman is, shows my age there, but was a set of Dre Beats wireless headphones, because I hate anything wired. I hate when I used to wear headphones and put it in here and you had a wire hanging down, or I had to hide the wire under my shirt because I didn't want to be seen or get tangled on something. So I hardly at any time used headphones or anything like that. I bought the Dre Beats. I didn't like them very much. I ended up with the AirPods, which I have now for my iPhone, and I love them. I put them on there. I go to the gym, work out. If I'm working on a car, if I'm doing something in the garage, whatever I'm doing, I got them on. Even cutting the lawn, I put those on, and I love the wirelessly. So to me, I know a lot of people, oh, it has no headphone jack, and that's a big thing for them. To me, it's not a big thing at all. Yes, you get better audio quality directly off the headphone, but to me, it's nothing that I would miss if Samsung was to get rid of it. So that's it for the actual pros at this time. All right, so now we're gonna go with the cons that I have. So we did all the pros. There was a lot of pros with it has. The cons, not very many. It has an issue with the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner at times will not register my fingerprint. It won't recognize it. It just says fingerprint not recognized. Try again, and I'll try it 3 or 4 times, and finally it'll actually work. Now, from what I was told, that's because Samsung has already installed a screen protector on it. So when you guys get one, you will see that it has a screen protector built into it already. Somebody said if you remove that, it works a lot better. I'm gonna leave the screen protector. I've had screen protectors on all my smartphones. I'll deal with it. I have not tried the face recognition software yet on this, so that's actually, I'll probably do that before my next video and see how that works out and see how secure that is. Another the actual cons that I do have is when you're using the phone, if you hold it by any time and you move your hand, slide it up and down on the sides, it registers that you're trying to do something. So let's just say you're in an app, you're texting somebody and you happen to move your hand down. You end up moving that, or if you touch it, you could actually end up exiting out of the app on accident. I've been texting somebody and hit it with, I got fat hands here, so I've hit it with the side of my hand, and it ends up entering a bunch of letters and things that you don't want, and then you got to go back and erase them. On YouTube, it'll actually select a different video. Like, just because you touch the side of the screen, it selects whatever menu is on that side, and now you're watching a video and now you're out doing something else. So the infinity display is nice all the way to goes completely to the edges, but it does get annoying when you're touching certain areas of the infinity display where you end up pulling up different apps or doing something else with it. Other than that, the messaging app, I did have an issue actually, where I was texting my sister. She sent me a long message and it scrambled the message. It actually made the message, it took the bottom part of the message and put it on top, and the top of the bottom, which I was trying to figure out what she was saying until I knew that it was scrambled. I've had that happen before in the past when I was trying out the S5 and the S6 or whatever I had back then, and that was my biggest issue. Another issue is, why can't Samsung get this straight? If you record more than a 45-second video, you cannot send it. You have to shorten that video to, I think it's a 10 or 15 or 20-second video. I'm not sure there, but you can't send a video directly. It won't let you send the video. It literally tells you video is too long. Trim video before sending. It's like, why? Apple have that issue with Apple. If I want to send you a 2-minute video, it'll send you a 2-minute video with Apple. So Samsung needs to work on that and get that right. And I've had that issue since, like I said, I've tried the past Samsungs, and that's the reason. That's a huge thing for me. Another thing also to me is, another big issue with me is the photos. So if you notice in here, you have 2 Photos app. You have the Photos app and you have the Gallery. Both of them contain photos. The Gallery contains photos I've taken and screenshots I downloaded, and the Photos app has the same pictures. When you take a photo or you download a photo from any page or any site you're in, it downloads it. It sends it to a download folder, and then you got to select where you want to send it to. I understand Samsung gives you options to what you want to do with the photo, where you want to store it. I would just want to store it in one space. Now, I don't know if there's a setting for that where I could just send all my photos to one setting. If there is, let me know. Again, I'm new to this whole thing. I haven't used the Samsung in about 5 years, and I've only used, at that time, only used it a week. So let me know if in the comments if there is a setting where I could just save a photo and send it directly to my Photos app or wherever I want to send it to. And of course, one of the last things, and this is basically personal preference. Since I'm so far involved in the Apple ecosystem, when I take a photo on my phone, it goes to my iPad, it goes to my, to my Apple TV, and it goes to my Mac that's behind me. As well as if I have created files. On my Mac, I have a lot of files. I have my, papers for my mortgage. I have everything on there. All my files that normally I would have in paper, I have it in my Mac. I scan them, put them in each folder, have them all organized. If I scan something with my phone or my iPad, it automatically, it works. It just goes into those files. I put them in the files and they're there. I can see them on my Mac, my iPad, and my iPhone. That's one of my biggest things and it's not a flaw that I would say a con. It is a con for me with Samsung that I would not be able to do that without having to download some kind of extra program. And again, it wouldn't work flawlessly like it does now. And again, I understand that is because everything's all Apple and everything works the way it does with Apple. And that's one thing that Apple has over Samsung is that you could just integrate something and make it be all one. Basically, you take a picture, you can make a phone call off your iPad, switch it to continue to make the talk on the phone with your Mac, and then get up and keep talking on the phone or making a phone call on your actual iPhone. You could start working on your Mac, pick it up on your iPad, and walk out the door working whatever you're working on the iPhone. That's one thing that Samsung has not improved on yet, and it has to get that 100% still. So again, and that's personal preference for me. Not a big con. If I wasn't so integrated into the ecosystem with Apple, this would be a no-brainer. I would definitely be looking to keep and switch to the Galaxy S10. Will I probably keep this? As much as I enjoy using the phone, I don't know if I'm going to keep it. Again, I miss using my iPhone for everything else. I don't miss the big giant notch on the top. I actually enjoy this wallpaper. I enjoy this phone. How thin it is, how light it is compared to your iPhone. The iPhone, the feel of the iPhone feels a little, it's heavier. It's heavier. So it feels more sturdy, more durable, but this feels lighter. So I mean, I'm not going to say this has bad quality because it's awesome. It's good quality, everything else. They both get fingerprints on them. They both look amazing. I'll give them that to both of them. But that display compared to this display, and I don't have a color display on here, of course, but the display is just amazing. The how thin it is, it's amazing. Apple needs to take some notes from Samsung because Samsung is in this game and they're coming for Apple. And I can say that. And a lot of people have been switching from what I know. A lot of YouTubers are doing the switch, trying to see if they can move on to it. But if you're involved in that ecosystem, it's going to be expensive and hard to make that move. So if you guys have Samsungs and are thinking of upgrading the Samsung Galaxy S10, by all means, it's going to be an upgrade from whatever you have right now, from the Galaxy S9 or even the N8 and 9, or even maybe the Note. I'm not sure how good the Note is. If you have an Apple and you are not involved in the ecosystem, you don't have an Apple Watch, you don't have all these things working together like I do, it is a great phone to switch to. From an Apple sheep telling you that's something big, but I would make that switch if I was not so involved. If you're involved in the ecosystem, it's going to cost you a little bit more. If you have the money, if the means, do it by all means. If not, then again, Samsung did a great job with this phone. I'll give you a thumbs up. I say 9.5 out of 10. Awesome product. Awesome product. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you guys out make a decision or whatever, or answer some questions. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys have. Do you guys have iPhones? Are you thinking of making the switch? Let me know. I'll see you guys next time. And in the next video, I'll have more in-depth camera shots and everything else. Have a good day.